Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, did you want to?
Sorry. I'll let you.
There you go. A scene from Ghostbusters, dare I say the controversial Ghostbusters, featuring 4 of the funniest women in show business, but it seems to have stirred the pot right from the time the film was announced and the cast was announced. Craig Silliphant here to talk about this. So first of all, the first question is, did Ghostbusters need, as there's need, but should it have been remade? Does it need to be remade?
No, I mean,
exactly.
But I mean, to choose that particular movie to focus on, I mean, if you're going, did we need another version of Ghostbusters that might horribly suck? I mean, we already had Ghostbusters 2. So I don't remember this uproar in 1989,
exactly.
but, or, you know, I mean, any other movie, Beverly Hills Cop or any other sequel, or like none of those really need to be made.
Well, those sequels are one thing, but remakes are another, and, you know, we can certainly, they're remaking
sequels, remakes, reboots, like the whole.
And so we're agreed that, you know what, stick with the original. It's still darn funny. It still holds up. They proved that last year when they brought out the remastered version. You know, it still holds up. So why remake this? So that's question. So we agree that we don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessary.
If this movie had been remade with Will Ferrell, Andy Samberg, Paul Rudd, and Kenan Thompson, or let's say Kenan Thompson, Chris Rock, DJ Hughley, and Kevin Hart, would there have been the same uproar?
I don't think so. I mean, possibly with the African-American actors, maybe. Obviously, that's a hot button kind of thing right now. But I think if you had 4 male comedic actors that you sort of trotted out there as the new Ghostbusters, probably no one would blink. So,
so what's the beef?
Well, there's a small but vocal minority. They're just louder than everyone else, but a small but vocal minority of fan-entitled fanboys that they're claiming it's not misogyny and sexism that is the reason. Oh, well, it's just a sacred thing. You're ruining our childhood. But again, like, why focus on that movie over any other sequel, reboot, or remake that happens to come out? So now, you and I were talking before this, and we have seen the trailers, and the trailers don't really look that great. But you could say that about any movie. You can't judge a movie like this before you've had a chance to see it, and these people are.
That's a marketing department thing. And
totally.
Don't blame the actors and director. I've seen some clips that, you know, some make me laugh, some don't. But the thing is that let's talk about this whole fanboy reaction, because the reviews are starting to trickle in right now, and they're pretty decent. They're all right.
Exactly,
they're all right.
Which is funny.
You know, and so what is the reaction? There's sort of like this reaction that says, well, no, we're still right and you're still wrong.
Yeah, there's a site called Reddit where you know, a lot of internet people will go to have these kinds of conversations. But there was Reddit posts from this week after the good reviews started trickling out, where they were going, these good reviews are trickling out. Like, how can we subvert this and turn this around? So now at that point, you're not even like you're not even going like, oh, I think this movie sucks. It's like, you haven't seen it. Everyone else is saying it's probably pretty decent, and now you're just going out of your way to try and damage it out of your own petty
Now, have we seen this kind of stuff before from sort of I'll say the fanboy world?
I think it's reaching a fever pitch right now, but for sure. I mean, think of like, we go back to, well, I mean, even just in the last year, you've got Ben Affleck being cast as Batman in a movie that wasn't very good, but he ended up being the best part of it. You've got Daniel Craig, remember when he was cast as James Bond? Oh, James Blonde, they called him, and it was the end of the world.
Nobody liked Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton in Batman in 1989 being cast.
And suddenly, oh, he's one of the good Batmans.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean, there's definitely a history of this stuff, and I think there is a line between the idea as a fan. I mean, I'm a fan too. I'm a fan of some of these things, and I have ways I want to see them done. But you know, I also don't want them to just blindly cater to me. So you have to. You know, you have to please the fans in certain ways, but you also can't become a slave to them.
And here's the other thing too. It's like, you know how you vote? Do re mi.
Yeah.
You either go to see the movie or you don't go to see the movie, and because really, ultimately, as the fans, you don't have a say.
Yeah, exactly.
The only say you have is at the end of the route when you put down your money at a ticket booth.
Well, and you know when you do have a say, go write your own fan fiction then. If you want 4 male Ghostbusters, like you know, you want to live in that world, then write it down yourself. I mean, no one's stopping you. You just don't. Yeah, you don't have to go see the movie. I mean, but I think, you know, one of the things they said was like, oh, this is ruining our childhood. And I saw a great meme on the internet the other day, and it was some of the actresses from the movie with a bunch of little girls dressed as Ghostbusters, and it said like, yeah, you're really ruining some somebody's childhood here, and they were, asking for autographs. I mean, that's a big deal. Females don't necessarily get that kind of thing, especially in a big comedy action blockbuster movie like that. And it's about time we did start changing.
And I gotta say, all four of those women I love.
They're hilarious
as comedians and comic actors.
Yeah.
And actresses, so it's like, hey, I think that I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out. How will it turn out? I don't know.
I don't know, yeah, because we haven't seen it.
Yeah. There you go. So thanks, Craig.
Cool.